Shi'ah and Islam. Information about the Shia. Question. We are in urgent need of information about the differences between the Sunnis and Shiites. We hope that you can explain something about their beliefs. Answer. Praise be to Allah. The Shia have many sects. Some of them are Kafirs who worship Ali and call upon him, and they worship Fatima, Al-Hussein and others. Some of them say that Jibreel, peace be upon him, betrayed the trust and the prophethood belonged to Ali, not to Muhammad. There are also others among them, such as the Imamiyah, the Raafidis Ithna Ashari, who worship Ali and say that their imams are better than the angels and prophets. There are many groups among them, some are Kafirs and some are not Kafirs. The mildest among them are those who say that Ali was better than the three, Abu Bakr, Umar and Uthman. The one who says this is not a Kafir but he is mistaken, because Ali was the fourth, and Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, Umar and Uthman were better than him. If a person prefers him over them then he is erring and is going against the consensus of the Sahaba, but he is not a Kafir. The Shia are of different levels and types. The one who wants to know more about that may refer to the books of the scholars, such as Al-Qutut al-Arida by Muhib al-Din al-Hatib, available in English under the same title. Translated by Abu Amin Abil al-Philips, Manhaj al-Sunnah by Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, and other books that have been written on this topic, such as Al-Shi'ah al-Sunnah by Ithna Ashari Shi'ah, also available in English translation, and many other books which explain their errors and evils. We ask Allah to keep us safe and sound. Among the most evil of them are the Imamis, Ithna Asharis and Nusayris, who are called al-Rafidah because they rejected Rafidah, Sayyid ibn Ali when he refused to disavow the two sheikhs Abu Bakr and Umar, so they went against him and rejected him. Not everyone who claims to be a Muslim can be accepted as such. If a person claims to be a Muslim, his claim should be examined. The one who worships Allah alone and believes in his messenger, and follows that which he brought, is a real Muslim. If a person claims to be a Muslim but he worships Fatima or al-Badawi or al-Adarus or anyone else, then he is not a Muslim. We ask Allah to keep us safe and sound. Similarly, anyone who reviles the faith, or does not pray, even if he says that he is a Muslim, is not a Muslim. The same applies to anyone who mocks the faith or mocks the prayer or zakah or fasting or Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, or who disbelieves in him, or says that he was ignorant or that he did not convey the message in full or convey the message clearly. All such people are Kafirs. We ask Allah to keep us safe and sound. The status of the imams of the Ithna Ashari Shi'ah. Question. What is the position on the 12 imams of the Shia, especially the later ones? Answer. Related. Praise be to Allah. Firstly, the Raafidis, Imamis or Ithna Asharis, 12ers, are one of the branches of Shiism. They are called Raafidis because they rejected Rafidah, most of the Sahaba, and they rejected the leadership of the two sheikhs Abu Bakr and Umar, or because they rejected the imamate of Zayd ibn Ali, and deserted him. They called Imamis because they are primarily focused on the issue of imamate, and they made it a basic principle of their religion. Or because they claim that the Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, stated that Ali and his descendants would be imams. They are called Ithna Asharis, 12ers, because they believe in the imamate of 12 men from the Prophet's family, al-Bayt. The first of whom was Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, and the last of whom was Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Askari, the supposed hidden imam. They hold beliefs and principles which are contrary to those of the people of Islam, such as the following. -1. They exaggerate about their imams, claiming that they are infallible, and they devote many acts of worship to them such as supplication, seeking help. Offering sacrifices and tawaf, circumambulating their tombs. This is major shirk which Allah tells us will not be forgiven. These acts of shirk are committed by their scholars and common folk alike, without anyone among them objecting to that. -2. They say that the Holy Qur'an has been distorted, and that things have been added and taken away. They have books concerning that which are known to their scholars and many of their common folk. And they even say that believing that the Quran has been distorted is an essential tenet of their beliefs. -3. They regard most of the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with them, as kafirs, and disavow them, and they seek to draw closer to Allah by cursing and reviling them. They claim that they apostatized after the death of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, except very few, only 7. This is a rejection of the Quran which affirms their virtue, and says that Allah was pleased with them and chose them to accompany his Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. It also implies a slur against the Quran itself, because it was transmitted via them. If they were kafir, then there is no guarantee that they did not distort it or change it. This is what the Raafidis believe anyway, as stated above. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, said, "As for the one who goes further and claims that they apostatized after the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, died, apart from a small number, no more than 10 or so, or that they became evildoers, there is no doubt that he is a kafir, because he is rejecting what it says in the Quran in more than one place, that Allah was pleased with them and praised them. Indeed, the one who doubts that such a person is a kafir is to be labeled as a kafir himself. Because what this view implies is that those who transmitted the Quran and Sunnah were kafar or rebellious evildoers. The verse says you, true believers in Islamic monotheism, and real followers of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him and his Sunnah, are the best of peoples ever raised up for mankind. Al-Imran 3. 110, and the best of them were the first generation. But according to this view, most of them were kafirs and rebellious evildoers, and this Ummah is the worst of nations, and the earliest generations of this Ummah were the most evil of them. The fact that this is kufr is something that no Muslim has any excuse for not knowing." End quote from Al-Saram al-Maslul al-Shi'ite al-Razul, p. 590. -4. They attribute bada to Allah, i.e., forming a new opinion that was not held before. This implies attribution of ignorance to Allah, may he be exalted. -5. They believe in taqiyya, dissimulation, which means showing outwardly something other than what one feels inside. In fact, this is lying and hypocrisy and skill in deceiving people. This is not something that they do at times of fear, rather they regard use of taqiyya as a religious duty for minor and major matters, at times of fear and times of safety. Whatever of truth was narrated from one of their imams, such as praise for the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, or agreeing with Al-Sunnah, even in matters of purification or food and drink, is rejected by the Shia, who say that the Imam only said that by way of taqiyya. -6. Belief in Raja, which is the belief that the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and the members of his household, Al-Bayt, Ali, Al-Hassan, Al-Hussein and the other imams will return. At the same time, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Muawiyah, Yazid, Ibn al-Jushan and everyone who harmed Al-Bayt, according to their claims, will also return. All of these people will return, according to their beliefs, to this world once more before the day of resurrection, when the Mahdi reappears, as the enemy of Allah Ibn Sabah told them. They will return in order to be punished because they harmed Al-Bayt and transgressed against them and denied them their rights, so they will be severely punished, then they will all die. Then they will be resurrected on the day of resurrection for the final recompense. This is what they believe. And there are other corrupt beliefs which one can find more details about in the following books, which explain how false they are. Al-Qutut al-Arida by Mahib al-Din al-Hatib, available in English, translated by Abu Bilal Mustafa al-Kanadi. Yuz'ul Madhab al-Shia al-Imamiyya by Dr. Nasir al-Kafari. Firaq Ma'asira Tantasibilu al-Islam by Dr. Ghalib ibn al-Yawaji, 127-269. Al-Mawsu al-Muyassara Filadyan val-Madhaib val-Lazab al-Ma'asira, 151-57. The scholars of the Standing Committee for Issuing Fatwas were asked, is the Imam Shia way part of Islam? Who made it up? Because they, i.e., the Shia, attribute their madhab to Sayyiduna Ali, may Allah ennoble his face. Answer: the Imami Shia madhab is a fabricated madhab that has been introduced into Islam. We advise you to read the book Al-Qutut al-Arida and Muqtasar al-Tufu al-Ithna Ashari and Minhaj al-Sunnah by Shaykh al-Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah, which will explain a lot of their innovations. Abd al-Aziz ibn Abdullah ibn Baz, Abd al-Razak Afifi, Abdullah ibn Ghadiyan. End quote. Fatawa Allahu al-Daimah, 2 377. Secondly, From the above it is clear that this madhab is false and that it goes against the beliefs of Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and that its beliefs will not be acceptable from anyone, either from their scholars or their common folk. As for the imams to whom they claim to belong, they are innocent of this lie and falsehood. There follow the names of these imams. 1. Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, who was martyred in 40 2. Al-Husayn ibn Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, 3-50 . 3. Al-Husayn ibn Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, 4-61 . 4. Ali Zayn al-Abidin ibn al-Husayn, 38-95 , whom they call al-Sajjad. 5. Muhammad ibn Ali Zayn al-Abidin, 57-114 , whom they call al-Shi'ah. 6. Jafar ibn Muhammad al-Shi'ah, 83-148 , whom they call al-Sadiq. 7. Musa ibn Jafar al-Sadiq, 128-148 , whom they call al-Qadim. 8. Ali ibn Musa al-Qadim, 148-203 , whom they call al-Rida, Reza. 9. Muhammad al-Jawad ibn Ali al-Rida, 195-220 , whom they call al-Taqi'i. 10. Ali al-Hadi ibn Muhammad al-Jawad, 212-254, whom they call al-Naqi'i. 11. Al-Hasan al-Askari ibn Ali al-Hadi, 232-260, whom they call al-Zaqi'i. 12. Muhammad al-Mahdi ibn al-Hasan al-Askari, whom they call al-Hujj al-Qa'im al-Muntazir. They claim that he entered the tunnel in Samarra, but most researchers are of the view that he did not exist at all, and that he is a Shia myth. C. Al-Mawsu al-Muyassara, 151. Ibn Kathir said in al-Bidayah of al-Nihayah, 177, as for what they believe about the tunnel of Samarra, that is a myth which has no basis in reality and no proof or sound reports. End quote. Ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, divided the imams of the Ithna Ashari Shi'ah into 4 categories. 1. Ali ibn Abi Talib, al-Hasan and al-Husayn, may Allah be pleased with them. They are noble Sahaba and no one doubts their virtue and leadership. But many others shared with them the virtue of being companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and among the Sahaba there are others who were more virtuous than them. Based on Sahih evidence from the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. 2. Ali ibn al-Husayn, Muhammad ibn Ali al-Bashar, Jafar ibn Muhammad al-Sadiq and Musa ibn Jafar. They are among the trustworthy and reliable scholars. Manhaj al-Sunnah, 243-244. 3. Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Musa al-Jawad, Ali ibn Muhammad ibn Ali al-Askari, and al-Hasan ibn Ali ibn Muhammad al-Askari. Concerning them, Shaykh al-Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah, said, they did not show a great deal of knowledge such that the Ummah might benefit from them, nor did they have any authority by means of which they could help the Ummah. Rather they were like any other Hashemites, they occupy a respected position, and they have sufficient knowledge of what which is needed by them and expected of people like them. It is a type of knowledge that is widely available to ordinary Muslims. But the type of knowledge that is exclusive to the scholars was not present in their case. Therefore, seekers of knowledge did not receive from them what they received from the other 3. Had they had that which was useful to seekers of knowledge, they would have sought it from them, as seekers of knowledge are well aware of where to go for knowledge. Minhaj al-Sunnah, 6-387. 4. Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Askari al-Muntazir, the awaited one. He did not exist at all, as stated above. And Allah knows best.